Hey YouTube, what's happening? Chris here. Want to bring you guys a little update on Bitcoin. Guys, we're going to see if this 3,400 area is going to hold today. That's going to be a big deal, or if we're going to drop down and we're going to potentially set that double bottom, or if we're going to test that bottom around that $3,128 or so. So those are the things that I'm looking at, guys. If you could like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, all that, guys. We're trying for 100 likes on this video, and I really appreciate it. You guys helping me out. But those are kind of the things we're going to be going over today. What's Bitcoin looking like? And I'm going to give you guys my opinion. I also want your opinion. Do you feel like 3,400 is going to hold, guys? Or do you feel like we're going to be going lower? And I also want to try to get back to the comments, guys, from yesterday's video and hopefully today's video. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to get back to them today. I got another doctor's appointment that I got to run to. And I'm slowly getting back into my strength training, all that type of stuff, guys. So I'm going to do a very light workout today after this. I'm going to try to get that in. Remember, I can't lift more than 25 pounds right now. So just still trying to recover, heal up. But I'm going to do some light weights and get the endorphins going, all that type of stuff, guys. I'm really trying to get back and get back to my healthy weight around 190. I'm 160 now, guys. So I got 30 pounds of muscle to gain back because a lot of it, you know, there wasn't a ton of body fat or anything. So just trying to gain that muscle back over the next few months and getting healthy. I'm so excited to be here with you guys. I'm just so thankful for each and every one of you. So guys, what we're going to be getting into now, we're going to be looking at Bitcoin here, and we're going to see if this little bear flag, and you know, guys, the pull on this isn't as long as we would want it to be for a typical bear flag. We would want more of a pull like this, and then this sideways action that we're having. This pull isn't huge, but you can see we're making the same type of move, that bear move, that bear flag move that we've continued to have, and that's a continuation pattern, guys. And the reason why I feel like this is going to play out, number one, we have this trend line that's coming down over top of us here, and this is on the 4-hour chart what we're looking at right now, guys. So we have this coming down on top of us. We also have our 20 and our 50-day moving averages basically on top of us right there, or 200 on top of us. Our 100 would be on top of us. And also, guys, you see we've been making these higher lows, and we've also been making some higher highs, but the volume's been going down. So to me, that's an indication, unless some whale steps in, that we're most likely going to have a move to the downside, because you can see this volume, guys, just tapering down, which we've talked about this volume for a long time now. We'll even, I mean, you could take it from back here, guys, but we'll even go from this stick here, and you can see that the volume is still trending down. So with the volume trending down and there's not as much liquidity in the market, what happens is you're going to have these movements like these little bear flags that are forming where we're moving upwards. The price was going up, but the volume's going down. And when you don't have a lot of volume, when one of these whales comes in either to the upside or downside, you're going to get pushed very hard, and it's going to be a violent break. So I want you guys to be aware of that, and we're going to see if this plays out right here. First support, say we were to lose this lower trend line and we were to drop down, I would look at around that 3,300. All right, so round numbers, number one, but also we have this support over here where we got a nice bounce here, we came up, we got another bounce here. So we'll have to look for that 3,300 first. Now, if 33 doesn't hold, guys, we'll see you down here at that 3,128 for that double bottom. That's a huge possibility. And guys, if that double bottom doesn't hold, or this 3,100 here, we could roll over and we could set we already set a lower high, but we would set that lower low, and guys, we would potentially go down to that 2,800 or lower. And I want you guys to be prepared for that. That's something that we got to be prepared for. We got to be ready for. And what I'm going to do here, and that's why I said targets. So these are my downside targets, that 3,304 and then 3,128 are downside targets. Upside targets, say we were to get back up here, guys, target would be around that 3,471 we would look at, and we would have to get over this trend line, and we'd have to break out of it with a lot of volume. And then I guess our next stop would be in this cluster area here around that 3,600. You can see this is going to be a big area of overhead resistance to get over as well, and that's not even counting so much all the trend lines. We also have this trend line coming down over top of us, guys. So you have this one here, and then we have this one here. So there's a lot of work to do. And in terms of support, guys, we had this level here, and that was basically it. We made this move, and then we've been moving sideways, and we didn't defend that 0.618 like we would have wanted to. And that's what we're going to look at next. So I'm going to get these lines off the chart, and we're going to look at the Fibonacci next. And what you're going to see here, guys, is the loss of the 0.618, which the bots tried to defend for a long time. And then we just eventually fell. So you can see this right here. And my huge sign was, do you see for how long it was? Since the 10th of January all the way to the 27th, we were basically just moving sideways. We were trying to hold this 0.618, which you typically get a lot of bounces on. If we would have held this, guys, and made a move up, we would have definitely tested, in my opinion, the 38.15, and then it would have been right here around this area where we had this little BART pattern, and that would have been around 39.77. But that didn't hold. I mean, the bots really tried, guys. You can see this wick down here where it was buying. Now what we're looking for, you can see it starting to form again here as we're moving sideways. If the 0.786 is going to hold. Now, throughout this year in cryptocurrency, we've gotten a lot of bounces off the 0.786. But guys, I just don't see it happening with all the downward volume, the moving averages, all the trend lines that are coming down on top of us, these Fibonacci levels we'd have to get past back up through the 0.618. I just feel like the path of least resistance is still down. Am I planning for the upside? Absolutely. Am I planning for the sideways? Absolutely. Am I planning for the downside? You bet your butt I'm planning for the downside. Even more so than everything else, guys. Like I said, it's just due to all those things that we've been pointing out. I mean, where's the volume? Where's the holding of the 618? You know, we've lost the moving average, and these are just on the 4 hours, guys. I mean, if we bounce out to the 1 day for Bitcoin here, sorry, that's 3 day, guys. We'll go to the 1 day. You still look at this volume tapering down, right? We got a 0.786 retracement, and that's why these bounces, guys, you know, we just keep getting fooled, and that's where, you know, there's no need to FOMO right now in this market. Let it prove itself to you before you start FOMO. I mean, look at all the overhead resistances, guys. We got to get up through here, got to get through here, we got to get through here, we got to get up through here around that 4,200. Now, if we get through the 4,200, we have an awesome possibility of running up here to that 5,400. There's this big gap here, guys. I know there's little tiny stops here, different things like that, but these falls that we had, they were massive, guys. I mean, that is a massive, massive move to the downside. And if you take out your price range indicator here, so from the fall all the way down to the bottom, I mean, a 52% loss when you've already went from 20,000 to 6,000. You know, look how overextended we are. A lot of guys like to look at this too. Look how overextended we are from the 200, which always usually acts as a magnet for us. 34%, 38%, or 37%, 38%, right in that range, overextension from the 1 day 200 moving average, which is a big deal, guys. We should be a lot closer to it than what we are right now. So, you know, in terms of the bullish camp, that's where I would say, you know, we're really overextended. We are due for more of a reaction to the upside, guys. This wasn't a big reaction. From this fall to here, I think we only made it up slightly past the 0.236, when in the past we were making it to the 0.681 on each of these reactions that we were having. So right there, guys, we made it up through the 0.236, but we couldn't even hold that. And that's a monster to get up above and to close up above and hold it. And we haven't done that yet, and that's at 39.32. So that's why I'm saying, you know, there's all these overhead resistances that we have to deal with, guys. So really plan for this downside. On all the past charts, guys, on these reactions, we would have a fall like this, then we would make it back up to the 618, and then we'd roll back down. And this was a really weak bouncer reaction here. We didn't even make it to the 50. You know, the 382. So, you know, these are the different things that I'm planning for, guys. I want to plan for every area, every scenario that I can possibly do. I mean, take a look at these moving averages still, guys. Look at the 20. And if you go back through all the data and look at the 20, that's a homework assignment I'm going to give you guys. Go back and look at the 20 EMA on the day and look in the bull market how we respected every time it hit it. People were buying and we moved up higher, and now every time we hit it here, up here, we may wick through it, or we may have like one candle through it, but then we just get pushed to the downside. So the raging river is down, guys, and that's what I want to tell you. I mean, we're still below the 50. We need to close above the 20 in my opinion, the 50 in my opinion, and the 0.236. We need to hold that. And these are all in my opinion for us to even get a move to come up here and attempt to get over $4,200, that big overhead resistance. So, you know, guys, do what you want with this information. I'm just going to continue to bring it to you the best that I can. These are all the different things that I'm looking at that I think are important. You know, put the Fibonacci on, put your moving averages on, take a look at the RSI, which we can take a look at quick on the 1 day here, see if we see any divergences, anything like that. All right, so on the RSI, guys, we're cruising below that 40 mark. Remember how I said 40 is so important? So if we draw a horizontal line here on the RSI, the 40 is something we always want to hold because it's really hard to get out from underneath it. So let's make that line small so you can see. And right now it's, you know, are we going to get a bounce off? We're slightly underneath it, or is it going to act as overhead resistance? And then what I would draw is a trend line on here as well and see if we can get out and over top of that, which is going to play a key factor. And remember, I do this, guys, on all the RSI as well. Then I'll look at support here where we need to get over. Let's say first stop about right in there, guys. And that'd be around 56. So, you know, guys, go back through, look at these RSIs too. I mean, really look at these levels where it got super low and know that for next time that it can get as low as 7 or 8, and that may be a good spot to buy. Remember, we said it got so overextended and so low. Look what happened, guys, if you would have bought that and held. So that was at 8 or whatever. We went up to, at the highest point, 56. So 8 would have been, let's see, right around this fall here. Then what happened was price kept moving down while the RSI went up. And that's where you had that divergence, and a lot of guys bought that up, and they were able to play this move. But they're really, you know, it wasn't a huge move, guys. We had quite the rejection at around that 4,200. So keep all these things in mind, guys. Look at the MACD. You know, draw all your different trend lines on these type of things. Like on the day, I'll put one right here just to look at, and we're probably still grinding up this trend line here. You know, if we put that there, we could put that there, guys, or we could put it where we had it before, which I do believe was like right in here. And then we broke down. We've just been kind of moving sideways out of that. So, guys, God bless each and every one of you. I'm going to go hit a quick little workout here. It's going to feel good to get back into it and just start building back up, guys. Something that I love and I'm passionate about is exercise, and it's just it's been tough not being able to do a lot. So I'm ready to get back at it, and hopefully once I get home from the doctors, or maybe slightly before, my appointment's at 4:40, guys, and it's about an hour away, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to get one in before, but I'd like to get one more tutorial in potentially at the end, like at the end of the day today, because I know a lot of you guys really like that. So I want to keep helping and keep doing all that I can for the space to help it grow. God bless each and every one of you.